Hello learners, welcome back to my channel Shraddha's Physics. In this part we will see orthonormality condition and linear dependence. Now let us see what is orthonormality condition. So first of all let me tell you, I have already told you what is the eigenfunction and the eigenvalue. Suppose any operator, suppose q cap, when it will operate on a function that is your psi, then it can operate in the two different ways. That is, first of all, when this q cap will operate on this psi, then it will give some another function that is your phi, or in another way is, that is, when this operator q cap will operate on the state psi, it will give the same eigenfunction with a constant value, that is your lambda, multiply with it. And here this lambda may be real or complex. There is the real number or the complex number. And here this lambda is called the eigenvalue, and the psi are here the psi and here the psi, it is called the eigenfunction. Okay. Now we will see what is orthonormality condition. So let us start. As the eigenfunction of the Hermitian operator, eigenfunction of Hermitian operators are square integrable so they must be normalized. So they must be normalized to unity. So they must be normalized to unity. That is, square integrable means we can write that is integration over psi n star psi n dqy, okay, and that is equal to integration over mod psi n square dqy. Since it is normalized, so we can write this is equal to 1. Okay, that is, we can see, therefore it is simply psi m star into psi n dqy. This is simply equal to delta mn. That is, when this delta, that is this delta value is also known as the Kronecker delta, where this delta mn is called the Kronecker delta function, and its value is equal to 1 for m is equal to n, and its value equal to 0 for m is not equal to n. So this is called the Kronecker delta function. So basically you can see here, when a wave function, that is your psi m, is multiplied with another wave function complex conjugate, that is your psi m star, and if you will integrate over dqy, then its value will be equal to delta mn, where delta represents the Kronecker delta function. And when m equal to n, this delta value equal to 1. So when it is 1, then it is called the normalized. Okay. And when this value goes to 0, that is when m is not equal to 1, in that case, when this value goes to 0, that is called the orthogonal condition. So here, by combining these two, we can say this is the orthonormality condition. That is, it is orthogonal when its value goes to 0, and its value will be equal to 1 when it is normalized. So as a whole, this total statement can be called as the orthonormality condition. Okay. Now the next we will see the linear dependence. The set of eigenfunctions, psi j is said to be linearly independent. It is said to be linearly independent if y equal to, suppose I will write c1 psi1 plus c2 psi2 plus so on, and that is equal to the sum over j equal to 1 to n cj psi j. It means that if I will add this term, that is your sum over this much, means c1 psi1 plus c2 psi2 plus so on, and this is equal to 0. So basically the linear dependence means we can represent any eigen function, that is it. I will write this is your capital psi j, suppose. So this capital psi j, psi capital J, this is your y equal to, this is psi capital J. It can be represented as the linear combination of the other state function, that is your psi1 psi2 and so on, in terms of a, that is a coefficient is being multiplied with it, that is c1 psi1 plus c2 psi2 plus so on. That is the coefficient of, here you can write, that is the coefficients of Cj equal to 0 for all j values. Okay, it means that none of these functions is expressible in terms of others. So this is called the linear dependence. Okay, so this is all for today. If you have any doubt, can ask me in the comment section. Thank you all.